What is up, everyone? My returning members, or members if you are new, welcome back to the channel. This is Epictastic Joshua, and I am giving you guys my thoughts on the newest Looney Tunes movie, The Day the Earth Blew Up. Wow, I'm actually surprised to hear myself say that as I'm recording this. This is directed by Peter Braungar and based on the Looney Tunes characters created by Warner Brothers. Porky and Daffy are the classic animated odd couple have to turn into unlikely heroes when their antics at the bubblegum factory uncovers a secret alien mind control plot, and the two are determined to save their town and the world. That is, if they don't drive each other crazy in the process. This film stars Eric Baza, Candy Milo, Peter McNicol, Fantastic Gazior, Lorraine Newman, Wayne Knight, and Ruth Clampett, and Kimberly Brooks. What a surprise to actually have a Looney Tunes property. Now, I have talked about a few Looney Tunes things on this channel before with the Space Jam movies and Looney Tunes. Like I said, I've grown up with the Looney Tunes property as a kid with some of the cartoons, some of the shorts on Cartoon Network, and I even grew up with Baby Looney Tunes, which I really liked that show growing up every day on Cartoon Network. And Looney Tunes, I will argue that it is Warner Brothers' biggest property for Warner Brothers, like Mickey Mouse is for Disney. They are the two biggest mascots of those companies. Both mascots has appeared in one of my honorable mentions for one of my favorite movies of all time, Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And I have not reviewed that movie yet, but it's kind of something I'm contemplating on wanting to talk about just for a reason to do so. But I would argue that the Looney Tunes has staying power for the past couple of decades. Now, in this decade, it has been well documented on what's really going on with this. Of course, because of the CEO, David Zaslav of Warner Brothers, thinking that Looney Tunes is not as competent or they're not as relevant. Blah. But I am going to disagree that the Looney Tunes is still relevant here. And this movie was first commissioned for HBO Max before shopping it around to other buyers. And they were so determined to keep this movie to see the light of day. And you have a new distributor in Catch Up Entertainment that definitely got this movie, which that was the movie that I was pretty interested in seeing because I want to see how would they preserve this. But I will say I went into this pretty pessimistic because of that situation, and not to mention when you write off Coyote versus Acme as a damn tax refund and still refuses to release the movie, that also puts a very negative taste in my mouth. Also, just the marketing did not look very good for this. I thought this was going to look pretty lame, and this is going to really kill the Looney Tunes. And I was fully ready to say the Looney Tunes is not relevant anymore and there's no reason for it to be seen. But let's go into my actual thoughts on this. Starting off with the positives of this, I gotta say, it's just nice to have a new Looney Tunes animated film again. It's been way too long here. I know we have Space Jam: A New Legacy, which for a lot of Looney Tunes fans and even for Warner Brothers didn't really do too hot. But I can say that when it comes to this, I was really entertained in the fact that the 2D animation is just beautiful to look at here. And it just is kind of a reminder that 2D animation can still be done when you put your back into it and put your heart into it. And this isn't going to be the grand slam return of 2D animation because I personally still think that style of animation of 2D form is still dead, because you have movies like Home on the Range that came out years ago and failed, and then you have Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, which came out the same day as Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, failed. But it's just a nice reminder that if we do get a few of these every once in a while, it will be more than enough, because the 2D animation looks very beautiful, it's very clean, it's fun to see a lot of that here, and the 2D animation is just incredible. You can tell that the animators and Ketchup Entertainment were all on the same page, and they do an amazing job at preserving the classic Looney Tunes after they've gone out of fashion. You have 40s references of the 1930s, 1940s Looney Tunes here, but you have some fun, entertaining moments that comes to it, and it really does have a very nice style, and the animation shows that this is still a lasting staple of American pop culture. Also, the voice acting in this is just very strong from everyone. Eric Baza is Porky Pig, and Daffy Duck is having a lot of fun, and the commitment that he puts into it. Candy Milo as Petunio Pig, really awesome. You also have Peter McNicol as the Invader, Fantastic Shore as Farmer Jim, Lorraine Newman and Wayne Knight. All the voice acting in this is really strong here. Peter Braungart, he is a big fan of Looney Tunes, and you can definitely tell that he really wanted to do something to honor the classic Looney Tunes lore, and it's shown through a lot of the creative thick and thin. And I was finding myself laughing a lot at this comedy. I was laughing a lot watching this movie. I had a great time just laughing, getting some fun in there, and I was just enjoying it. Like I said, I did not expect to get another Looney Tunes movie like this, but the trademark classic humor is still there, the comedy is still relevant, the moments of fun with Peppa Pig and Daffy Duck when they're just going full on acting out of control is really a lot of fun. Petunio Pig is just very fun to see as well, and I'm just in awe of actually the fact that this gets to see the light of day. This is Epictastic shit, because I never, like I said, any of us Looney Tunes fans see that we never thought that this was going to happen, but it happened, and I'm so happy it did. I'm so happy that this is definitely out there for a lot of us to go see if you're a Looney Tunes fan. It feels like Looney Tunes for a new generation, while also still having the same classic trademarks that made Looney Tunes so relevant in the first place, with so many people who's grown up. Whether you grew up when they first started, or you grew up in the 80s or 70s or 60s, or even the 2000s or 90s like myself, you can't help but just enjoy a fun, simple time with these Looney Tunes characters. Not all of them are here, but you got the main three that they're focusing on, and they each just have a lot of fun here. It's a great new addition to the Looney Tunes world, which is something is awesome to just have, because you never really thought it would happen. The humor is still relevant, the action is still fun, the music and editing is really well done. It's paced very perfectly at 91 minutes, and it goes by fast. I'm sitting there watching this, I'm like, I could go for another 91 minutes with these guys, because seeing this just reminds me how much I really do miss the characters of Looney Tunes. And by the time it was over, I said, I'm glad we have it. In terms of my issues with it, there is just a few. With some of this comedy here, like I said, it is juvenile, of course, so some of it isn't always gonna work for some people, even if you're not a big Looney Tunes fan or die-hard Looney Tunes fan. I don't think some of this humor is gonna work for you. Also, some of the core characters here are severely missing, like Bugs Bunny, Tweety Bird, Fargo Longhorn. A lot of those classic, iconic characters are not here. And in a way, you could kind of say it's fake advertisement because you don't have a lot of those classic characters here, which is kind of disappointing. But you know what, I get what they're doing. You want to make this focus on these characters, so I definitely get that, and I definitely can see that in what you were trying to go for. So that is one of the issues I can agree to, aside from some of the humor here. Also, I will say I don't think that some Looney Tunes fans will probably like this if you're not willing to go along with it. But for what we got, like I said, I am amazed I'm actually doing a voiceover recording of talking about this and actually just saying how much enjoyment I thought this was. Like I said, I could have said, got on here through a voiceover or my physical face and say Looney Tunes is not relevant anymore, there's no reason for this to ever be watched. But no, I strongly recommend you guys watching this, because this is actually a very fun movie. And even if we don't get Coyote versus Acme, I'm glad that we at least got this. If you are a big Looney Tunes fan, you want to go see it, definitely go see it. I'm not sure if this is in limited theaters or what, but try your best to get out there. But if it's playing in your theaters, give it a chance while you can. And if it's not playing in your theaters anywhere, when it comes to streaming or physical media, definitely watch this. I'm going to go ahead and give this an Epictastic. I really was surprised.
Well, that's going to do it for the video that you just watched. If you want to see more, my channel icon is up here. If you want to see more content from me, all my social medias are right here in this end card. I will also leave a playlist and a video here for you to see what the channel is about. As always, acknowledge me, stay Epictastic, join the Epictasticness, and you guys keep it cool.